Okay. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is ProfKarim from Center for Development of Academic Excellence, University of Science, Malaysia. In this presentation, I would like to talk about this topic, engaging minds in the classroom. So, as a teacher or as an educator, we always face with a challenge: how do we engage the students in our classroom? So a lot of research has been done on this area, but the conclusion from all this research, it boils down to motivation. So it is all about motivation. So as Eric Jensen said, Eric Jensen is one of the well-known educational psychologists in this area. He said there is no such thing as an unmotivated student, but there are, however, students in unmotivated states. So the challenge for all teachers and educators, whether in school or in higher education, is to engage and motivate students. So for example, if we teach a subject, any subject, especially if we are teaching a dry subject like mathematics or physics, the challenge is how do we make this course exciting, interesting, engaging, fun, and at the end of the day, we want it to be effective. And as you see on the slide, here we have this Einstein. He said, "It is the supreme art of the teacher to awaken joy in creative expression and knowledge." So I'm sure all teachers and educators, they want their students to achieve higher level of learning, but they continue to use a form of teaching that is not effective at promoting such learning. And John Dewey, again another famous educator, he said this: "If we teach today's students as we taught yesterday's, we rob them of tomorrow." I think that is a very strong word and something that we have to, that reminds us as a teacher to do something about this. And I would like to share this. This one of my favorite educators. This is Professor Walter Lewin from MIT, and he's a physics professor. He has written a book called "For the Love of Physics." And if you watch any of his video on YouTube, I would say these are the characteristics that really the attributes of and the hallmark of a great teacher, which is energetic, enthusiastic, inspiring, exciting, thought-provoking, and a course that is well designed and well delivered. So the topic about engaging minds in the classroom is all about engaging students in the process of learning in the classroom to make learning effective. So the key to engaging minds in the classroom is the role of teachers to creatively design meaningful and relevant learning activities that engage students to think, work together in group to accomplish certain tasks, and get them to express their thought. So I would like to suggest that we don't want to be simply an ordinary teacher, but what we want to embrace a new role, what I call as teacher as a learning designer, and teacher as a co-learner, meaning that a teacher can learn together and can co-create knowledge together inside the classroom or outside the classroom. So for example, here is one of the activity from my classroom. So this actually group work done in the classroom. Then I get each group to summarize using a tool, a technology or a tool application called Padlet.com or Padlet, which is a web-based free tools. So after they have done the activity in the classroom, they summarize all this, all the learning outcome or the summary of the activity on this Padlet. And this is another way how you get the students to engage in the learning process. After they have done the classroom activity, another group choose this tool called MindMister to summarize the activity. And yet another group from the same activity use another tool or another application, in this case a web-based, this is actually an iPad application where they present and summarize the classroom activity in this form. And this is actually a very interactive multimedia presentation which combine the elements like video, text, document, and other multimedia elements. So the bottom line is there is no magic to engaging students, but the effects of engaged students can be magical. So the message here is we want to design our classroom in such a way that we will empower our students, we will let them to construct their own knowledge, develop their skill to learn how to learn. So instead, what we want to do and what we want to achieve when we design the classroom activity is we want to allow the students to construct their own knowledge rather than just to consume content. So the question is, how do we actively engage our students? So these are the things that the rest of this presentation I would like to share with you. The first one, from my own practical experience after 21 years teaching at the university, I think it's very, very important to energize everyone. So when we involve the whole of the learner to energize the body, the mind, and the spirit, learning can happen, learning can take place. The second way, or the second approach to engage the student in the learning process or in the classroom is to necessitate participation. The more we allow students to do their own work, the more they will stay engaged. The third one is to get them to work in groups. Okay, and in this case, we will get the students to work cooperatively, and in this way it will support their learnings and create a community of learners. The fourth one, we have to include assessment. So we assess every step in the activity that we conduct in the classroom. So assess meaning that we try to find out what students know, and it helps them to build confidence and help us to keep them in the center of the class. The fifth one is to generate connection, connecting students to what they are doing and why encourages and encourage engagement. And we expect more. Always encourage our students to expect more from the classroom activity and from working together. When we expect students tend to surprise us themselves and their peers. The sixth approach to engage students in the classroom, this involves social and collaborative learning, and this can be a very powerful approach if we design the learning process in such a way that we will get them to work together and collaborate together in a group. A new culture of learning needs to leverage social and technical infrastructures in new ways. So this is where the technology comes in to enhance and to facilitate learning in a way that the students can use the devices, the mobile devices that they have, the smartphone, the tablet, and so on. So we know very well that the world of learning is increasingly collaborative, driving changes in the way students learn. And we have to leverage on the social media. Our students are always on the Facebook, on Twitters, on using YouTube, watching YouTube, and so on. The challenge and the question is, how do we leverage this social networking to impact learning? We have social learning platforms like Edmodo, Schoology, and we have also open learning platform. There are hundreds of these platforms out there, so we have to think about how to use this platform to our advantage and to the students' advantage. And the peer teaching approach that has been Professor Eric Mazzo from Harvard University has been one of the strong proponents of the peer teaching. What is peer teaching? Because we know very well from our practical experience, the best way to learn is to teach. So we should promote peer teaching to engage students in the process of discussion among themselves, and in that process it will allow them to construct their own learning and create their own meaning. And as Albert Einstein said, you do not really understand something unless you can explain it to your grandmother. So that is the basic concept of peer teaching. Before they are able to teach their friends, they themselves have to learn and understand the concept very clearly. So again, back to the technology, we have some application and tools for engagement. This is where the role of technology can offer potential for expanding the possibilities and allow them to express their creative expression, providing a playground for ideas and images. So ladies and gentlemen, I urge all educators and 21st century educators to leverage technology. The role of technology is not, when we use technology, it must be in a way that enhances what we are doing. So these are some of the tools of engagement. As you can see here, I have put it in the categories. So we have interactive and collaborative learning, we have personalized learning, video, infographics, data visualization, animation, content curation, ebook, gamification. So I will skip this video. So I'll just run through some of the tools like poll everywhere, where we can do poll online, live polling. This can be done online or in our own classroom. This is an example of the poll everywhere that I use in my own course. We have Zolo Challenge, for example, to create online quiz. We have Eclipse Words, which is a free tool we can download to your computer, and you can create this interesting puzzle, and you can do this as an online activity or offline activity as well, and you can do it in the classroom together with the students. And we can use games to create engagement in a way that making us learning fun. This is another example of quiz which I create using Articulate Studio. And flipped learning is also another way of engaging students, because with flipped learning we provide content online. Then we require the students to study the content before the classroom. So when we come to the classroom, we can use the classroom time now to do a lot of activities. So we deliver the essence of the lecture in about 10 minutes or less, and we make it available online so the students can access to their tablet or their phone. And this example, another example from Han Academy. So ladies and gentlemen, students' engagement is paramount to learning to the learning of the content, learning one another, and learning oneself. There is no magic to engaging students, but the effects of engaged students can be magical. So the last word from me is to close my presentation. Whatever is worth doing at all is worth doing well. Thank you very much.